So in the previous classes we have already started with how to write an introduction, and all those we have already begun. So what are the key components of writing an introduction? Explanation, quote, elaboration, or use of any example, and also create a curiosity or suspense. These points are clear to all of you? Okay. So what I said in the last class is, first of all I will be giving you certain information, and I will be later on explaining you, or later on giving you the framework how to write an essay for that particular title. Okay. So it is going to be like a complete scratch beginning. Matlab, what we are going to do as a part of this discussion is, right from the scratch we will begin. Okay. So write down few titles. Titles likho aisa. Write down a title like this. Explain. Explain, please. Explain. Explain. The concept of look east policy, to act east policy, look east policy to act east policy, look east policy to act east policy. Clear? Write down one more title. एक और title लिखो. Write down a title like this. Briefly explain India China border disputes. Briefly explain India China border disputes. Briefly explain India China border disputes. Write down one more title. Sri Lanka in Indian coast. 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 Keep this. Whatever it is. Keep this and write down. Is it a threat? Is it a threat? Is it a threat? Is it a threat or a blessing to India? A blessing to India. Is it a threat or blessing to India? Clear? So write down next title. Write down. Military coup in Myanmar. Military coup, C-O-U-P. Military coup in Myanmar. Military coup in Myanmar. Keep like this. Its impact on India. Its impact on India. Its impact on India. Its impact on India. Next title. Write down. Bangladesh. Always proven a good ally. Ally यानी friend. A good ally to India. Keep like this. To India. Keep like this. Always proven to be a good ally to India. Comment. Clear? Next, write down. Explain. Indo-Pak relations Indo-Pak relations in contemporary times, यानी present times, current times. Indo-Pak relation in contemporary times. Contemporary times. Clear all of you? So, acha, explain the vision of, next title, explain the vision of PM Modi's, PM मतलब Prime Minister, हाँ, PM Modi's neighbors first policy, PM Modi's neighbor first policy, neighbor first policy, neighbor first policy. Okay. So looking at these titles, whatever we have written so far, how many of you are able to appreciate the title? I mean, how many of you are able to understand the title first of all? All the titles. कितने लोगों को बस टाइटल समझ में आया है? Raise your hands up. If nobody have understood, please don't raise the hands up. Okay. How many of you are able to appreciate that the titles which we have written so far are the countries which belong to our neighbors? How many of you know this fact? You know very well that India shares boundaries with these nations? Yes or no? India shares boundary with many countries. All the countries are very important to us. Yes or no? Like we have a country called Pakistan, we have a country called Afghanistan, we have a country called Sri Lanka, somewhere here we have a country called Bangladesh, somewhere here we have Myanmar, somewhere here we have Bhutan, somewhere here is Nepal, somewhere here is China, so on and so forth. So, all the neighboring countries are of prima facie focus or prima facie concern or prima facie importance to each and every one of us. And definitely, damn sure, out of 6 selected titles, out of 6 given titles, one title will be revolving around the neighboring countries, may be related with the internal security or else with the external security as such. Are you all getting this point very clear? So, first of all, we will be understanding all the neighboring countries, in and out about the neighboring countries. I will try to give you the information about the neighboring countries. Later on, I will ask you to write certain points about that on your own. Then you will be able to appreciate the title, able to write something about a particular title. Clear all of you? So, keep the very first heading, neighboring countries. This is the information part which we are going to begin now. Neighboring countries. Neighboring countries. Your geography is done, but still you know they are the neighbors to India. No need to begin with geography to deal with this, है ना? Neighboring countries. Neighboring countries. Neighboring countries. Okay? So first of all, draw like this. Draw like this. And also you know very well we have forces. Which force drives between India Pakistan? Between India Pakistan, India Afghanistan, India Bangladesh. Why India Bangladesh also we have BSF? Because why Bangladesh also have BSF like Pakistan? Because it was known as East Pakistan till the year 1971. Only in the year 1971 the countries got deviated, the countries got separated, the countries got their independence. Clear all of you? And India played a very important role also in the liberation of Bangladesh, which we will discuss once we go to Bangladesh. Between India and Myanmar we have a force called Assam Rifle. Between India and Myanmar we have Assam Rifle. Between India, Nepal and India, Bhutan we have a force called SSB, that is Sahasra Seema Bal, is between India, Nepal as well as India, Bhutan. Between India, China we have a force called ITBP, that is Indo-Tibetan Border Police. Are you all getting this point very clear? Once you please note it down, what are the countries we are sharing boundary with? Please note it down. Which countries do we share boundaries with? and how we are protecting those countries. So which country to start with? कहाँ जाएंगे पहले? You want to go to Pakistan first? You want to go to Bangladesh? All right. So we will begin with China first, because the recent updates, the recent connect, everything has to be connected with China. After completing China, we will go to our best friend. We'll go to our best friend called Pakistan. Clear? Any idea about China, India, China? Some idea? Something you might have heard about? Panchsheel agreement, very good. That's the reason we are beginning with China. Okay. Anything else you know? Radcliffe. Radcliffe or McMahon? Okay, fine. McMahon. Or anything else you know? Have you people ever heard about Galwan? Galwan Valley dispute. Some dispute happened. Why did the dispute happen? China is? All right. Anything else? Sai Prasad. What is Galwan Valley dispute?
Clash between PLA and VLA.
Okay.
Both forces were patrolling the points. So agreement was made to disengage from the point.
Okay.
And our forces went to check the area.
All right, very good. See, whenever we begin with the country called China, China is treated initially as one of the good friends of India. Clear, all of you? Why I call this point? Why India calls China as a good friend is because in the very beginning, that is during 1950s and 1960s, the period of beginning of the relations between India and China. At the time, the Prime Minister of India was Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Jawaharlal Nehru was a very eminent Prime Minister, in fact the architect of the India's foreign policy. Clear? Whatever the country we begin with, the architect of the foreign policy, this somebody known as Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Okay. So, in the year 1950s only, there is a body known as, see, again I let you know one point. He was the architect, but at times he has also proven to be wrong. Clear, all of you? There are few mistakes that are committed, that are made by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. And the most important mistake what Jawaharlal Nehru did was with China. Clear, all of you? That is, in 1950s, there is a body known as United Nations Organization. Ever heard? Heard at least? Clear? In this body called United Nations Organization, there is a body, there is a subsidiary body known as United Nations Security Council. क्या कहा? United Nations Security Council. The United Nations Security Council, listen, listen, listen. I'll make you write each and every point, don't worry. Clear? The United Nations Security Council is having a, what is the purpose of UNSC? In fact, what is the purpose of UNO? When was it set up? 1945. Why 1945? After the completion of Second World War. Clear? कब से कब तक हुआ Second World War? 1939 to 1945. The Second World War. All right. So, whenever I discuss about the body called UNO, the main purpose of the body UNO is the maintenance of the world peace. To maintain the world peace is the main authority or the main responsibility vested in the hands of United Nations Organization. So, whenever we discuss about UNSC, this is a security council which will have the entire security of the world will be maintained by this body. And not only this body, in this body we will be having a concept called P5. क्या कहा? P5. That is permanent 5 countries. There are a total of 5 countries which are given the permanent status in United Nations Security Council, who will be vested, who will be remained with the responsibility of world security, not their individual security as such, but the world security altogether. So, whenever we discuss about the P5 concept, there are some countries like USA, UK, Russia, France and from Asia continent. Initially India was given an offer to become a permanent seat, or to get, or to take over, or to take the responsibility of the permanent status in UNSC. But what Jawaharlal Nehru did was, he said, China is my big brother, China is my elder brother. And considering this, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru have handed over the same responsibility to the country called China, after which China, France, Russia, UK and US have become the P5 seats or P5 countries in United Nations Security Council. So the relations, if somebody asks you to write about India and China, the relations began from the independence itself, but the relations were very smooth, the relations were very loyal at the beginning, because Jawaharlal Nehru shown a big brother attitude towards the country called China. So this has to be presented in the initial lines if somebody asks you to write about India and China. But the relations later on split in a different manner. The reason being, the reason of the split in relations is something very important known as the border. That is, you might have heard about something called McMahon Line. McMahon Line is an international boundary line that is dividing India and China. But this particular line, known as McMahon Line, was not accepted by China as the international boundary line. The reason behind this particular point is only one point, that is, the McMahon Line, which is an international boundary line, was drawn in the year 1914. This was drawn in the year 1914 at a convention called Shimla Convention. कौन सा कन्वेंशन था वो? शिमला कन्वेंशन. And when this boundary line was drawn in the Shimla Convention, China was not invited to the convention where the international boundary will be decided, will be designed or will be drawn. So what China says is, after taking the offer from India, China says, we will not accept McMahon Line as the international boundary line between India and China, because one part of Jammu and Kashmir is still belonging to China, that is a region called Aksai Chin. And when they wanted to occupy Aksai Chin region in the year 1962, they have deployed their armed forces in Aksai Chin region, with which it resulted into a war between India and China, in which China emerged to be victorious. And China not only won the 1962 war, but at the place of McMahon Line, a new international boundary line was drawn between India and China after occupying a part of Kashmir known as COK. क्या कहा? China occupied Kashmir. After this, in place of McMahon Line, a new international boundary line was drawn known as LOAC, or in short we call it as LAC, that is line of actual control, is between India and China. If you observe the Jammu and Kashmir territory in the contemporary times, the entire Jammu Kashmir is not belonging to India. Some part is occupied by China, some part is occupied by Pakistan, called Pakistan occupied Kashmir, and the only some part of Kashmir will be vested or will be available with India, and that was recently made a union territory as well, which you know very, very well. Okay, so whenever I say this part was occupied, this is where the split occurred between the India-China borders. This is altogether known as the border conflict. Initially, the first border conflict that happened, that resulted into a war in the year 1962. Are you getting this point very clear? Okay. After the border dispute have happened, after the 1962 war have happened, another important point that needs to be noted here itself is, there is a region very close to Aksai Chin region, that is an area known as Galwan Valley. क्या कहा? Galwan Valley, where the dispute in the recent times have occurred. It is a region also very, very close to the Aksai Chin region or LOAC Sea altogether. Meaning, if in 1962 the war would have not taken place, if in 1962 China would have not occupied Kashmir, in the present day, in the present time, the Galwan Valley dispute would have not taken place, because it is our territory only which was occupied by China way back in the year 1962, and after occupying that particular region, that is become the major area of conflict or major area of contention between India and China in the 21st century, or else in the contemporary times altogether. We are very soon going to the Galwan Valley also, but for timing, just remember the 1962 war between India and China was also fought at Galwan region itself, and the present day war, whatever is not, it's not a war, it's a war kind of a situation, whatever is taking place between India and China, it is also something to be connected with the Galwan Valley itself. Clear all of you? So this is how the relations between India and China have got splitted because of the border tension altogether. But one more important point that needs to be noted, that needs to be understood here itself is the border dispute is not only restricted to the Jammu and Kashmir region. In fact, the entire eastern corridor of India from the north is disputed, because more than 4,000 kilometers of boundary we share with the country called China. When we say we are sharing more than 4,000 kilometers, sorry, more than 3,000 kilometers of boundary if we are sharing with China, then definitely it is going to be a major areas of conflict. But still, one more point, if you understand, the highest boundary we share not with China but with Bangladesh. We share with Bangladesh, but the border disputes are more with not Bangladesh but with China. Bangladesh borders are very smoothly settled down. Getting this? Though we have border disputes with Bangladesh, we have gone for a simple land border agreement and we have settled down that 100th Constitutional Amendment Act. But this is the most important area of conflict that needs to be understood, that needs to be discussed, and also that needs to be analyzed. Because in the examination, this is a fact, this is the reality. But in examination, if somebody asks you to write your point of view, I am getting this point very clear. If a comment, it is your comment. Examiner is demanding your comment about the beginning of India-China relation. Your ka matlab, it should not be your, it should be our. Are you understanding? You should never ever picturize your own perspective. Your matlab, examiner want to know our, matlab overall, what is the view of the overall country, what is the view of a certain committee, what is the view of a certain report, that has to be presented. You cannot directly write it like this, China is a thief, China is a beggar, China is something, China is something. No, we are writing an essay to UPSC. Clear all of you in the class? Your matlab, you should not use your language, you should not use your literature. A standard literature has to be used, a standard language has to be presented as such. Clear all of you? The background how the dispute have occurred between India and China, I hope this particular point is coming very, very clear to each and every one of you. Okay. Now, moving ahead, if you understand, China is having one hobby. I'll say that hobby in the beginning only, so that whenever I take over the name called China, you will be understanding that point. Wherever they find a plain area, wherever they find a plain land, they are going to construct the road. Clear? Hobby of China is construction of road. Hobby of China is occupying another country's territory. Okay, so that is how another dispute have occurred between India and China. That is also to be treated as a border dispute that was happened way back in the year 2017. It's a very recent event only, in the year 2017, known as Doklam issue. Have you ever heard? What is Doklam issue? Any idea about Doklam issue? This is clear. 1962 war क्यों हुआ है? At least this point is clear. Very good. Doklam. What is Doklam issue? Any idea to anyone? See, unless and until you are speaking in this class, you cannot expect a perfection in paper 2. It should be a mutual communication. When only I speak, when only I write, ultimately you are not going to gain anything. When you speak, when you write, when you participate, then only something good is gonna happen. Are you getting this? It should be an interactive class. Though you know, though you don't know, but speak out. Clear? Speaking will improve your literature. Speaking will improve your language as such. Okay. Any idea about Doklam? Sorry? Very good. Basically, it's a place in Bhutan. Okay, that's the main area. Okay. Very good, very good. It's a tri-junction point between China, India and Bhutan. Very good. See, if you observe our Siliguri corridor, for few people in our polity session, I would have already talked about this. Clear? Siliguri corridor. What is Siliguri corridor? It is a line that connects the northeastern states with the other India. And somewhere here we have an area called Sikkim. Somewhere here we have an area called Bhutan. Somewhere here we have a country called China. Somewhere here we have a territory known as Doklam. Doklam is in fact something what we call it as a plateau region. Doklam is a plateau region. So, Doklam is a plateau. What is a plateau? Elevated land. Clear? Certain elevated path is called plateau. Clear? Of Ettaina Bhumi, that is called plateau. So, this Doklam plateau basically geographically belong to the country called Bhutan. Which country does it belong to? Bhutan. But what China is trying to do is, China has been trying to construct a road along Doklam. Clear? They have started a construction of the road along the Doklam plateau to enter or to facilitate easy path to enter into their Tibet region. That is, to enter into Tibet through Doklam, they have started construction of a road. But if they construct a road along Doklam, don't you think it is somebody else's territory? Yes or no? It is some other country's territory. Will Bhutan keep quiet? If China constructs road along Odisha, will we keep quiet? Absolutely not. Similarly, if they are constructing a road along their own territory, along their Doklam plateau, obviously China will also, Bhutan will also not keep quiet. But Bhutan is such a country which is the happiest country in the world. It's a small country. It's a small territory. And Bhutan cannot fight with others. It does not have enough forces. It does not have enough security personnel in order to fight with China. China have a biggest force. Who have the largest force, India or China? If there happens a war between India and China, who will win? Achha, keep patriotism aside. Huh? Keeping patriotism aside, who will win? Huh? India will win. Clear? Keeping patriotism in. Huh? So, whenever we speak about this particular point, obviously Bhutan does not have enough forces to fight back with China. When Bhutan does not have forces, when Bhutan does not have enough security personnel, then obviously the king of Bhutan at the time was in an requirement of an assistance from the country called India. Jigme Kesar Namgyal Wangchuk, the premier of Bhutan at the time, have decided to take the assistance from Prime Minister Modi. When he decided to take the assistance from Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, in fact, Modi is also very much concerned about this particular territory. Because if this road still stretches beyond, और थोड़ा सा नीचे आएंगे, then it is again a threat to our Siliguri corridor. Yes or no? When it faces a threat to the Siliguri corridor, then the northeastern states may be in the hands of China once again. So, keeping that threat in mind, what India have done is, over the India-China borders in the Sikkim region, we have deployed our armed forces. When we have deployed our armed forces, China have also deployed their armed forces, with which there has been an environment of a war kind of a situation between India and China in the year 2017, but the war did not took place, only a war kind of a situation have occurred between India and China. That is what we call in the year 2017 as Doklam standoff. क्या कहते हैं उसे? Doklam standoff. That is not a war, but a war kind of a position or a war kind of a situation altogether. In fact, Galwan is also not a war, Galwan is also standoff. Clear all of you? Just understand one important point here itself. Whenever we discuss something about the Doklam standoff, when in 2017 everyone predicted, everyone expected, everyone imagined that there would be another war between India and China. Yes or no? If you remember, in 2017, also in 2020, we were expecting a war. You were expecting? No. Some people were expecting because they haven't seen 1962 war. Now at least they can see the war live. In the television, in Facebook and others, they wanted to see the war. But ultimately, if the war takes place, if the war happens, what was the position in 2017 was, if China fights with India, China will never ever be coming alone. China will always be supported by a country called their best friend Pakistan. It is waiting, no. Clear, Pakistan will do the proxy war. What is proxy war? Not directly participating but indirectly supporting China. When Pakistan is supporting a country called China, then obviously there is a country called Israel which will be supporting India. When Israel will be supporting India, along with Israel, obviously US also will be supporting India. When US takes stand towards India, then the opposite country to US is Russia will take an opposite stand towards China. When Russia is supporting China by chance, then who will support India? Who will come towards India? Obviously, Japan will be coming towards India. But this is a wrong combination. US and Japan together. Yes or no? But by chance, world politics may change at any time. If Japan is taking a stand towards India, then obviously Germany may take a stand towards China. So a small road construction may result into a third world war kind of a situation. And in the year 2017, there was a BRICS summit held. In 2017, there was a BRICS summit held, which was to be hosted by a country called China. BRICS का मतलब Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. Since it is hosting, since it is the venue for the BRICS 2017 summit, and since India should also participate in the BRICS 2017 summit, both the countries have together announced that the Doklam standoff is temporarily settled down. The Doklam war kind of a situation. Now we are taking back our troops. China is also taking back their troops, with which a war kind of a situation had now come to an end. This is another border conflict which has to be addressed if you are being asked to write about the border tensions between India and China, which is one of the title which I have given now. Yes or no? Look at the title. Border disputes between India and China. Are you all getting this point very clear? Yes, everyone. But after this border settlement is completed, now Prime Minister of India Narendra Modi in the year 2018 had visited a country called China. He went to a country called China. In fact, after Prime Minister assumed the charge, Modi have assumed the charge as the Prime Minister of the country, this particular visits have been enormously increasing. Clear all of you? The weightage, the syllabus is increased by Prime Minister Modi. Clear all of you? So be very, very careful with where he goes, what he does, what he speak and what he deliver, what he commit, what he inaugurate, what he promise. Clear all of you? Because neighboring countries, sab garib desh hai na. All our neighboring countries are the poor countries. We do not have any boundary with Germany, France, US, etc. We have a boundary with Afghanistan, where we should give money. We have a boundary with Bangladesh, we are giving money. Sri Lanka, we are giving money. Yes or no? They do not have enough money that to buy COVID vaccines also. We are giving them vaccines. Yes or no? Clear? Because India is a poor country. Along with India, our neighbors are also garib poor countries. Clear all of you? So that needs to be understood. Wherever Prime Minister goes, he will be inaugurating something, he will be opening something. All that should be added in your paper 2, can be a question in your paper 1 also. Clear all of you? Just understand one thing. In the year 2018, the next year after the Doklam issue, Prime Minister Modi visited China. After visiting China, Prime Minister have met with the person called Xi Jinping. Xi Jinping is the President of China. In fact, Xi Jinping is the lifetime President of China. Okay. So, Xi Jinping, whenever he met with Xi Jinping, for the very first time in the year 2018 at a place called Wuhan. Ever heard? Never heard? You are in the month of March. Flashback 1 year. You might have heard of this place, Wuhan. Modi went to Wuhan in 2018. Clear? So, in Wuhan, he met with Xi Jinping, and for the very first time, between India and China, there was an informal summit held. क्या कहा? Informal summit. What is an informal summit? The summit without any agenda. What is an informal summit? The summit without any agenda. For the very first time, an informal summit. Nobody knows what will they speak. Nobody knows what they have discussed. Clear all of you? Any matter of huge public importance can be discussed here. Clear all of you? Likewise, we had also an informal summit with the country called United States of America way back in 2015, where Barack Hussein Obama have visited India. That is what we call it as a Chai Pe Charcha. Ever heard? Both of them are serving tea to each other. Modi is giving tea to Obama, Obama is giving tea to Modi. Both of them having tea, have discussed something. Who knows? Nobody knows. Even I don't know. Matlab, even newspapers don't know. That's why I don't know. Clear all of you? So, similarly here also, there was an informal summit. Any matter of huge public importance can be discussed. Clear all of you? Huge public importance, like Doklam can be discussed. Clear all of you? Like the issue of Galwan might have been discussed. Nobody knows. Clear? They might have also spoken about noodles, the taste of noodles. Clear? The taste of momos or something. They would have discussed being in the country called China. But once again, if you observe here, the country called China, Prime Minister Modi in a joint press conference have announced that my relationship with the country called China will be always equivalent to the acronym known as strength. क्या कहा उन्होंने? Our relations will be equal to strength. That is, India and China together will have collaboration in not only in one field but in various fields, such as S का मतलब spirituality, T का मतलब trade and technology, R मतलब relationship, E मतलब entertainment, N is something what we call it as the nature, G is something what we call it as the games, T का मतलब tourism, H का मतलब health and healing. So, what he said is the relation between India and China will be equivalent to strength. Strength का मतलब spirituality, trade and technology, relationship, entertainment, nature, game, tourism, health and healing. Are you all getting this point very clear? The next year, in the year 2019, the President of China, Xi Jinping, have visited India. Have came to the place called Mahabalipuram in the state of Tamil Nadu. And in this Mahabalipuram also, there was another informal summit held between India and China. At this time, there was a joint press conference held in which both India and China have given a concept, that is, both India and China will have a relations which will begin from today with a new spirit, with a new enthusiasm. They have said a slogan here called Chennai Connect. क्या कहा उन्होंने? Chennai Connect. Like we have divided maybe because of 1962 war, maybe because of Arunachal issue, maybe because of the spiritual conflict, maybe because of the Doklam issue. But we are connecting now with the slogan called Chennai Connect. The next year only they got separated again. That's a different thing because of Galwan. Clear all of you? Now, you know what is Galwan? You know where is Galwan at least? You know what is 1962 war? You know what was the reason of the conflict? You know what is Doklam issue? You know what was the reason of Doklam conflict, etc. Now, a small discussion has to be made. In fact, it will be a report writing also. Over there, I will be giving you entire geographical location also about each and everything. See, again here, once again, if you go to China, there is, this is what we call it as LOAC, line of actual control. This was McMahon line. Somewhere here we have Aksai Chin. Okay, somewhere here we have a region called Ladakh. Okay, somewhere here we have Ladakh. Okay, now somewhere here we have a hilly ranges known as Karakoram range. Kya kaha? Karakoram range. Okay. So in fact, once you go to your geography, you will exactly locate what are all this. Listen to me. Whenever we speak about this particular point, there is a river which is flowing towards this particular border conflict, area of conflict. That is a very important river known as Galwan river. What is Galwan valley then? Valley का मतलब क्या है? Sorry? Very good. It is going to cut two mountains. Valley ka matlab something which V-shaped cut with, between the two mountains. In fact, the exact geographical term you will understand in your geography classes. Okay. So, this Galwan valley, basically it belongs to whom? Originally it belongs to India. Right now it belongs to? Be it in the China part, what China says is it is our part, what we say is it is our part altogether. Okay. This is actually not an area of conflict. But the main area, the main issue where it emerged the fire is, we have started a construction of a road. Now China is not constructing, we have started a construction of a road. That road will touch few areas like Darbak, Shayok, like this it will go, and it will reach the top point of Ladakh known as Daulat Beg Aldi. Clear? The road constructed here so is known as DSDBO road. क्या कहा? DSDBO road. That is Darbak Shayok Daulat Beg Oldi road. What we say is, we are constructing a road in the Indian corner or else in the Indian part or else in the Indian side. What China says is, this road may be touching the LOAC. This road, not maybe, is touching LOAC, and that is the reason this road has to be definitely opposed. And opposing this, China have deployed their armed forces. We have also deployed our armed forces in few areas like Pongkang So Lake, like the DSDBO road. In the entire corner, in the entire belt, our armed forces are being deployed. When our armed forces are deployed at this particular location, then definitely it is like a war kind of a situation between India and China known as Galwan standoff. Kya kaha? Galwan standoff. So basically as of now, three areas of conflict are to be discussed. One is 1962 war, 2017 Doklam and 2020 Galwan. Is this point coming very clear to all of you? Yes, everyone. The background of the relation, I think it is coming very clear. How we were friends, how we became enemy, I think this point is also coming very clear to each and every one of you. Start writing the relations between both the countries dates back to 1962 dates back to 1950s. 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 Clear? Right down. The foreign policy of India has been prepared under the guidance of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. You might have heard Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. सुना नहीं कभी? नहीं सुना? You might have seen? नहीं देखा होगा. In photos you might have seen. Clear? Who is the architect? Who मतलब Jawaharlal Nehru. Who is the architect of India's foreign policy? Write down. Under the guidance of Zhou Enlai, you can write Zhou Enlai. Under the guidance of Zhou Enlai and Jawaharlal Nehru, this you can write, no? And Jawaharlal Nehru, Panchashila Agreement. Panchashila, Panchsheel, Panchashil, 5 principles. I'll dictate that. Panchashil Agreement. Who is Zhou Enlai? President of China at that time. Okay. Like a Modi, like a Xi Jinping today. At that time they had Jawaharlal Nehru and Zhou Enlai. Okay. Nothing to confuse. Okay. Panchashil Agreement was prepared, which will have 5 principles. 5 principles. Write down the first one. Write down. Mutual respect for each other's territory. Mutual respect for each other's territory. Next, write down mutual non-interference in each other's internal matters. Mutual non-interference in each other's internal matters. Next, write down equal and mutual benefit. Working relations. Next, write down mutual non-aggression. Next, write down peaceful, 5th one kada? Peaceful coexistence. In UPSC civil services, each and every principle can be a title of essay. Decorating that in a different way, the title will be framed. Peaceful coexistence is the need of India's foreign policy. Comment. Getting this? Who prepared the India's foreign policy? Jawaharlal Nehru. What is Panchsheel Agreement? How many points are there? 5 points. When was it signed? 1954. That is on April 28, 1954. Panchsheel Agreement was signed on 28th of April 1954. With which country? China. But does not applicable alone to China, but to all other countries also, all other neighbors also. Clear everyone? What is the first Panchsheel agreement? What is the first point? Second? Okay, third? Okay, fourth? Fifth? Peaceful coexistence. Right done. It is said that, it is said, because some people will deny this fact also. It is said, but Hindu newspaper recently have also written the same thing. It is said that in UNSC, that is United Nations Security Council, in UNSC, India was primarily offered a seat as permanent status, but the same was given by India to China. Just listen to me how I am presenting. Are you getting this point? The same point, the same history, how I am presenting. Just try to learn the presentation techniques also simultaneously. Clear all of you? Because some people will be facing lots of difficulty with the literature. कुछ लोग डरते भी हैं. Some people will fear also while writing. I don't know how many of you have a fear of writing. Some of you have? You have a fear of writing. Okay. Nobody else have a fear of writing? Oh my God. All of you have a fear of writing. Okay. I am here to eliminate that fear. Don't worry. Okay. क्या बोल रहा था? Sorry? Given by India to China, considering it as the elder brother. 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 Full stop. Full stop. Come to the next line and write down a title. एक टाइटल लिखो. टाइटल लिखो. Elder brother to enemy. 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 Explain. 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 India's relation with its most trusted neighbor. Its most trusted neighbor. Once. Its most trusted neighbor. Most trusted neighbor. Which country examiner is asking you to write about? China. Clear? Since you know, you will write about China. Otherwise, you may write about Sri Lanka, Bangladesh or some other country. Examiner is very clever here if you observe. He is not directly mentioning China. Rather, he is giving you a hint. With the hint, you should catch which country the examiner is speaking all about. Okay. Next, write down. Post this offer. Sorry? It is still straight chain. Am I visible? Looking good? Clear. क्या बोला? Next write down. Later on, taking this offer taking this offer, China attacked India. China attacked India in 1962. In 1962, rejecting McMahon line as the international boundary line, since it was drawn in 1914 at Shimla Convention. Since it was drawn in 1914 Shimla Convention, where China was not a part. Clear? Where China was not a part. China was not invited because it is an India's internal convention was that. Okay. Where China was not a part. Who has drawn India-Pakistan borders? Radcliffe. Clear? He have also forgotten some areas. Clear? He is also very speedily, very fastly, he had also drawn the India-Pakistan borders. That's the reason where we will be discussing an area of conflict called Berubari Union in India-Bangladesh borders. That is Berubari Union. Like we have Chet Mahals. Clear? A few areas which are not divided. Earlier we used to call it as Chet Mahals. Right now we call it as enclaves between India and Bangladesh. We'll go to Bangladesh, there we will discuss. Okay, Kalika? Right on. In this war, China emerged victorious. China emerged victorious, comma, COK was created, you know very well. COK matlab China occupied Kashmir. COK was created, comma, LOAC was drawn. LOAC was drawn. Line of actual control. Full stop. Obviously, China have won, we should listen it. Clear? We should definitely listen to them because they won the war. If we would have won the war, we would have occupied Tibet also. Okay. क्या लिखा? हाँ, ऐसे भी बोला जाता है कि इस युद्ध के बाद, after this war only, Prime Minister Nehru have undergone prolonged illness. Clear? And finally he died on 27 May 1964. Clear all of you? Right on. After this war, Prime Minister Nehru passed away. Prime Minister Nehru passed away on 27 May 1960.